Hey everybody, this is Brett with Lynda Local, and in this video we are going to talk about how to set up a campaign. So this is the business's screen. This is the screen you see when you log in. If you have not added a location yet, please check out our video for that. But you'll either see one or more locations. One thing to be aware of if you do have multiple locations is that you will need to create campaigns for them all individually. Um, but let's just go ahead and talk about how we do that. So the first thing you want to do is click on your location, and then we see campaigns over here on the left. So we'll click on that. And if you've never created a campaign before, you'll see the exact screen that we're looking at here. If you have created campaigns, you'll see a link in the top right that says click here to add a new campaign. Let's just go ahead and click on create campaign. So the campaign name is going to be completely internal to Lynda Local. So it doesn't much matter what you name it. It's just that if you're going to have more than one campaign, obviously give them names so you can keep track of them. For this, I will call it the YouTube demo campaign. Location. So we've only got one location for this business, but again, if you do have multiple locations, you need to create a campaign for each one. So if you were to see more than one location here, make sure that you are selecting the correct one. These next options. So send message at any time or only Monday through Friday from 10 to 5. Strongly recommend picking this one, but it's up to you. The reason I say that is we've had users select the send at any time option, and if for some reason contacts get added in the middle of the night and somebody receives a text message at 4 a.m., that review can go sideways really quickly. So if you select send only business days from 10 to 5, then you need to make sure that you pick the correct time zone here. So I'm going to pick Eastern Time, US and Canada. Contact scheduled per day. So if you have a huge backlog of customers that you want to reach out to and ask for reviews, you may not want to get 100 reviews per day. You could change it to something like 25. The reason being is if your location has no reviews or barely any reviews and you start getting 90 per day or something, that actually looks fishy in Google's eyes. So you can choose how many you'd like to be contacted per day to kind of space those out. At any rate, once you've got these settings in here, we'll go ahead and click next. And this is the form people will be seeing. So we're going to ask them to leave a review, then they'll click a link, and you sort of see a preview right here. So we can change this, and the preview will update in real time. How's your experience? Please leave some feedback. So as you see, as I change it over here, it immediately updates on the right. Logo, so we've already got a logo here, but if you didn't, you could just go ahead and add one here. We'll do Gatorland logo. Positive feedback threshold. So this is going to be the most important thing on this page. You see tabs up here, positive and negative. Positive feedbacks get handled differently than negative feedback in Lynda Local. So if we pick 4 or more, that means a 4 or 5 star selection here would be considered positive feedback, and the people would see this and move forward to leave the review on Google. For this location, I only put in 1 review platform, but if we put in 2, you would see a Facebook link right underneath here. Okay, so this is what the people leaving a positive review see. Negative reviews, these are 1, 2, and 3 star reviews. You can obviously change this wording to say anything you like. The default sort of text that we have here tries to give people a sense of closure. Someone will reach out to you to resolve your issues. You can change this to say anything you want. Now, one important thing to be aware of is this link down here makes you compliant with Google's terms of service. You can change this. You say or click this link to leave your review. You can change this around to say anything you like. You do have the option of getting rid of this link if we click delete here, but again, you will be violating Google's terms of service. So Once your form looks good and your positive and negative feedback messaging is to your liking, we want to scroll down and click on Next. And here's where we start writing the messages that will go out to customers. So you'll notice that there's a wait period. So if we change this to wait 1 hour, that means that when you enter a contact into the system, the first message will go out an hour later. So you can choose between email and text messages. We will start with SMS. This is the message people will see when they receive the text message. We'll say hello. And we've got these placeholders here. So hello, first name. Thank you for visiting. And we will put in the business name, Gatorland. Would you mind leaving us a review? Now, one placeholder you will always need, whether it's email or text message, is this feedback page URL. It's critical. That is the link people click to see the feedback screen we just went over. Another thing to be aware of for text messages is we are using Twilio to send these text messages. They draw the line at 160 characters. And the reason that's important is you have 100 text message credits per location per month. So if this message is more than 160 characters, it will use 2 credits. If it's more than 320 characters, it will use 3 credits, and so on. But this first text message looks good to me. So now we can add a message. And this first one will go out after an hour. Maybe we want this one to go out after 4 hours. And this time we will do an email. So subject, thanks for visiting Gatorland. Now with emails, there is no such character limit to be aware of. So you can be a bit more wordy here. We can do dear first name, last name. One more thing I should point out that I should have pointed out a second ago, just having seen a lot of these, it is a really good idea to begin the email with a business logo. So the customers you're contacting, they know that they've just done business with you. In this case, it was 4 hours ago. Just having seen a lot of these emails, I can tell you putting the business logo at the top just makes it sort of look more credible. It's a good idea. You don't have to do this. You can do anything you like. I just recommend doing that. So we've got dear first name, last name. We really appreciate you visiting. We'll do business name instead of typing out Gatorland. We are a small business and reviews help us out a lot. Would you mind leaving us one? Thanks so much. And so again, we're going to end this message with the feedback page URL. We could continue adding messages. There are people that have campaigns going out for weeks. We could, wait until the next day. We'll switch this from hours to days. Thanks again for coming to Gatorland. It would really help us out if you left us a review. And we will end this with the feedback page URL. So this campaign is now 2 days long. You can continue adding messages and make this campaign as long as you like. But as soon as you're done, you'll want to scroll down and click next. We have this option here for leaving people a message after they've left you a review. So we would add a message here. You can choose to send a message to people who've only left you positive feedback. So you could say, thanks, person's name, and then we'll put in the business name. Gatorland really appreciates the review you left for us. You don't need to do this. And in fact, most people don't, but the options here. Another thing to be aware of, if there's a message you decide you don't like, you can just click this trash can icon, get rid of it. When you click next here, this screen is just kind of a way for you to review things. So you'll read over your messages. If something doesn't look good to you, you can click back and make changes. But if things do look good to you, we'll just go ahead and click on next. And here is where you will import your contacts into Lynda Local Reputation Management. So if you do have a backlog, probably the best option for you is to upload a CSV. You can look at an example of the type of CSV we're looking for here. It's a very straightforward spreadsheet, 4 columns, first name, last name, phone number, email address. And then kind of after you've sort of gone through your backlog, you can either manually enter people, right here, Lynda 21, and then we'll put lyndalocal.com. And when you click in the add contact, then in this case, since we set up our first text message to go out an hour later, then I would receive that text message in an hour, an email in 4 hours, and then the next text message tomorrow, just because that's the timing we picked. You can also use Zapier. So we have separate help documentation for setting up Zaps, but this is probably the best way to go, depending on your point of sale system and kind of what CRM you're using. If everything I just said sounds foreign to you, then don't sweat it. You can always manually enter people in. And then you've got this open public form as well. So this is something, depending on the type of business you've got, if it's a doctor's office, the receptionist can just have this page bookmarked and enter in patients, as you deal with them. If you're a service area business, like a landscaper, a plumber, you can have it bookmarked on your phone, enter people in as you deal with them. But then we'll go ahead and click on Launch Campaign. So this campaign is now live. We've got a QR code here, which will open the public feedback form. This is what people will see when they click the links at the end of your campaign messages, whether they're emails or text messages. And then you'll see stats here. So we've just created this campaign. So obviously no SMSs have been sent, no emails have been sent. But the high level stats are always available here. So this was setting up a campaign in Lynda Local Reputation Management. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to support. That'll do it. Bye.